So once you're down, you want to see if you can center yourself here on the roller. So it goes right down the length of your spine, from your tail to your sacrum. The waist will float above, once you lay all the way down, your head is supported here on your roller. And then feet like 4 to 5 inches apart. If you want a little bit of a balance challenge, you can go wider if you feel like a little insecure on the roller. But bring your legs in, it's going to help you feel somewhere through the inner thigh line, especially if you press down to the inside edges of your feet and maybe either squeeze the ball through your inner thighs or imagine there's a wall between your legs and just lightly press into that imaginary wall. So we'll begin here with the arms outstretched, the palms up, fingers reach long across the room, and slide your body around the curve of the roller, going down, dipping down on one side, and then dipping down on the other side. So you bring the armpit and the hip around the curve of the roller, as if your body was a saddle slipping off a pony. Just try not to go to the ground. And you'll see as you do this, feel a nice little stretch in the body and a little massage into the sacrum near the base of your spine, a deep tissue massage between your shoulder blades, and a little bit of a massage here at the base of the skull, or the back of the skull, depending on the angle of your head. Just breathe as you go here. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Feeling the shift of weight in your feet from side to side. And then when you come back to center, you're going to feel solidly grounded through your heels, the balls of the feet, with the big toe ball of the foot and the pinky toe ball of the foot. And the shoulder blades are melting down around the roller's curve, hugging the roller in. Now we inhale to hug the arms up over the chest. Embrace, gather the air in. Your fingers can touch, and then exhale, pull the arms apart, like your hands are magnets that you want to drag away from each other. Come down softly to the ground. And we lift again, inhaling, get deep breath in, deep through your nose, down into the very bottom of your lungs, and then exhale. Open the mouth or breathe out through your nose, whichever you prefer, but you're pulling the belly deep down as the air leaves the lungs here. So inhaling, your arms rise and embrace. Exhale and pull the place apart. Really nice. So you're lifting the arms as if there's extra weight in the hands. Come up slowly. Use the full inhale to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And going down just as slowly, we're lengthening the exhalation to pull the belly deep and lifting it together here at its lowest level, but also delaying the descent of the arms. So one more time, coming up, the air in, and exhale as you release the air out of your lungs. Picture it expanding into the space above you to push the arms down slowly, and then touch the hands to the floor at the same time. We're lifting the arms now up to the ceiling and straightening the arms to the ceiling. So inhale, just reach the hands up as high as they'll go, shrug the shoulders away from your spine, away from the roller, and exhale to line the collarbones as the blades sink down to hug the roller. Inhaling, arms lift, shrug the shoulders up, feel that stretch in the armpit, the stretch across your back, and then exhale, the blades settle down, and now feel a little stretch across your chest wall. The collarbones widen and smile open. Now we're going to reach up again, shrug the shoulders, lift to the ceiling, and exhale. Just let the blades move here. Really trying to separate the blades from being stuck in one particular spot on your ribs. It's really important for neck release and releasing shoulder tension that we've got some mobility here between your scapula, which are your shoulder blades, and the rib cage underneath. Yep. And one more, float the hands up. The fingertips lift as the belly expands and rises toward the ceiling. And then exhale, the belly deepens, the navel sinks down, and the blades sink down as well. Now we'll turn the palms forward and then lengthen the arms at your side on the exhalation. From here, the arms rise in unison in parallel up to the ceiling, and exhale back by your ears. Pull the ribs grounded here on your roller. So if you feel that stretch in your waist, maybe in your rib cage, and we're going to lift the arms forward and exhale all the way down. By keeping the ribs grounded and the same arch in your back that you have when you start the movement, you'll end up stretching your lats on your back. Reach long through your fingers to the wall behind you, and now reverse. Exhale, and then start the movement. Up with the arms in parallel, keep exhaling, exhaling, exhaling till the fingers touch the mat in front of you. And we do it again. Up in unison. You're chasing two parallel rainbows here in the sky next to you. And then bring the arms forward. Feel the weight of the arms and also the air move around your arms as you push the arms through the air. It's always as it Pilates to think of like swimming through water. You're swimming through the air. As you move, you displace it and move through into that space. And we bring the arms forward again. The shoulder blades move underneath you. Let's slide the arms all the way down and long. Now here, leave the left hand down and sink the right arm up and back. Stretch that. Maybe feel that opening up into the armpit. And then we switch the arms. The right goes forward, the left one goes back. They pass in midair. And switch again. Then inhale for one move and exhale for the next. Fingers open a little bit so you can feel the air flow through your fingers. Also stretch your fingers to open up the palm. And then you'll think about your feet getting heavier and sinking into the ground like you're at the beach, and your feet are deepening into the soft sand around them. Find your pace of movement with the pace of your breath. And then we'll inhale, lift both arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, lower the arms down your side. From here, take your hands to your shoulders, right to right, left to left, and scoop the elbows in and then up. Exhale, they rotate out wide, around and down. So draw little circles in the air with the two elbow points. There's a rotation that happens when we move the arm on the shoulder joint and we move the leg on the hip joint. That naturally fits the joint surfaces together. So you want to think as you come in, pull the back of the arm in and then up, and then flare the elbows out wide, around and down as you circle. They narrow in and come up and in to widen again as you circle out to the side, around and down. And as you do this, really move your shoulder blades underneath your ribs, on top of your roller, to get maximum massage here in an area that we often hold tension, right at the shoulder blades, right into the neck. So moving the shoulder blades, moving the collarbones helps release neck tension. We're going to finish this one and then reverse the circles. So go down, out, around, and up. And the reason it helps us is that so many of the neck muscles attach to the collarbones in the front of the body and to the shoulder blades in the back. So even if the head is still, you're still mobilizing the neck muscles here as you move your shoulder blades. You can probably feel it. It's nice to have a roller here because it makes us aware of what's going on in the back of our body. When we can't see something, often we really don't pay attention to it. And we certainly don't have the same awareness of it as you would to a part of the body that you see. Right, and then extend the arms forward, lengthen the arms at your side. Now full arm circles. The arms go up in unison, in parallel, stretch from back without arching the spine additionally. And then sweep the arms wide, cut through the air, the palms facing the ceiling, palms wide open. Turn the palms down at the end of the movement, and we reach up and back again. Inhale all the way back. You feel the stretch in the belly, in the waist, front, back, and side. And then reach long out through your fingers. Imagine you can go a little further with every repetition. If you were drawing snow, inches of the snow, your wingspan would increase with every single swipe of the arms through the air, through the snow. Do that again, palms down, reach up and press back. The abdominal wall prevents the ribs from arching. And then sweep the arms out wide, around and forward. Here, when you turn the palms down, you pause, and now we rotate the upper arm to turn the palms up and reverse. Go out to the side and wide. Lift the arms off the ground as they approach the height of your shoulders. Exhale, dive them forward. Really work against gravity. You want to feel the lift of the arm, the suspension of the arm when it's off the floor. Press it behind you. Exhale, dive the arms forward, push the air down. The The neck is still soft and relaxed, and so are the feet. You're gonna reach around again. You start the exhale, then you move the arms up, and the exhale ends as the arms, the fingers touch the floor. Last one, around we go. Maybe noticing you have more freedom of movement with every repetition. That would be your goal. From here, diamond arms, so that you bend the elbows and thumbs touch each other, the index fingers tap in, and you press the hands together through the fingertips to firm up the inner arm. So now we just take that whole shape back and frame your face. Inhale back. Exhale, the diamond shape swings forward and floats over the abdominal wall. And we take it back again. Here the collarbones are rotating around their own axis here. And that's literally what moves the upper arm bones. So we take it back, we roll back here. So let's stretch maybe in the waist, and then exhale, let the blades sink. As the arm goes forward, the blades also think of sliding towards your hips. One more, inhale, keep that connection hand to hand. Little bit of work in the inner arm, and press this forward all the way. The hands at your side, reach the arms long. We're gonna do some balance work here. So easiest is gonna be to have your elbows grounded, the palms grounded, the fingers all on the floor. If you want a little bit more challenge, slide the hands forward and straighten the elbows off so you have less connection to the ground. If you want more challenge than that, you can lift the palm up and just have your fingertips to the ground. You're going to choose what you need depending on how stable you feel. With balance work, it's also super helpful to have like a focal point with your eyes. And the further away that focal point is, the better. Now we're sort of limited here by the height of the ceiling, but it's reasonably far away. So soften your eyes and look up and hold one point in your attention. That'll be good. Now we're going to begin here. Feet are grounded. Oh, if you had the ball between your legs, take it out. And then we're just going to start by picking the heel of the right foot up and then the toes, and you lift the knee, bring the leg up in that same plane, putting extra work into that right glute so that you don't really notice the pelvis tipping. And then we're going to lower the leg down, exhale. Your hip flexor muscle, your deep psoas pays out to lower the foot. You want to go down slowly, softly, roll toe to heel, and let the foot sink into the floor on the other side. So the blades are going to help you by hugging the roller just a little bit. You can press into your palms as you lift the heel, lift the foot, lift the knee. The angle of the knee may change as you pull the knee in towards your chest, and then we lower them down. Now, when you've got those hands on the floor, you can pull the knee in as close as you want. We start lifting the arms, we're going to probably just take the knee vertical. So let's pull the knee up to a vertical position. And then exhale, lower the side down. Can you feel the accommodations your body's making through like your abdominal wall while you do this? And how that shifts your weight, even though you're trying to think of pressing through the hip as you lift the knee up. And releasing some of that weight from the left hip as the left leg goes down. Right. So from here, we're now going to pick up your right knee and your left arm. So the arm rises, you're going to have the fingers and the knee point to the ceiling. And then exhale and lower those legs down. Ideally, the foot and the hand touch the ground at the same time. And now we'll do the left knee and the right arm. Then you will be amazed to discover that it's usually easier to do one side than the other. Unless you practice this for a while, and even then, you might need a little bit more time to organize before you move, before you lift the right leg and the left arm up on the inhale, exhale and down. Now here, of course, you're lifting the arm, you're not lifting the shoulder blade. You want to lift the left knee and the right arm, and let the weight of the leg fall into the hip socket, the weight of the arm fall into the shoulder blade. And then we're bringing these two limbs down. With control, use your breath, hold that focal point steady. And again, right knee, left arm. Good, and then down we go. And remember, if it's not challenging enough, maybe lift your elbow, maybe lift the palm of the hand. To have less connection to the floor, you're gonna have to work a little harder to balance. We're gonna change it up a bit next. So right knee lifts with the left arm, the fingers of the knee are to the ceiling, and then we'll take the arm back by your ear and extend the leg up to the ceiling. So stretch the back of your leg. And then you bend the knee back to tabletop, you lift the fingers, point them to the sky, and then exhale, everything goes down. Again, if you want more control, bend your elbows. If you want less, take them up. So here we pick up the left knee and the right arm. It lifts in parallel, in unison, the shoulder drops. Extend the leg and the arm reaches back. So parallel to the ground, if that works for your shoulder. And then we lift the fingertips up, we bend the knee. Legs at 90 degrees, and then we bring the leg down, touch the foot down with the hand. And again, so right knee, left arm come up. Extend the leg, the arm swings back. That arm is parallel to the ground. Maybe the leg eventually is parallel to the wall. And then we fold the knee, we lift the arm up. And exhale everything down again. And you can feel your body will naturally put a little bit more weight here into the hand to help you balance. The other hand is free, everything lifts. Extend the leg, bring the arm back by your ear. Then reverse, the arms lift up, the knee bends, exhale, bring it down. Now here, both elbows can be grounded. Let's take an exhale and pull the knees in towards your chest. So you're balancing here with the knees in the air, maybe squeeze them together. And from here, we're going to take your right hand up, take it across the outside of the left leg, keep the shoulder blade down on the right, and equal weight on the two sides of your hip. Bring the right arm up and then lower it down. We keep the legs up. Press into your right arm, lift the left arm up. And then bring the hand across to the outside of your right leg. Lift the arm up again, lower, connect to the floor. And again, right arm up. The hand goes across to the outside of the knee to the thigh, wherever you kind of want to take it. Bring the arm up, and then lower that down. Legs hug the roller. So you try to hold equal weight into your torso. As we lift the left leg, left arm up. Take it across to the right leg. Bring the arm up and then lower it down. At this point, we're going to lower the toes down, exhale, have your toes touch the floor. If you're wearing a pair of really high-heeled shoes, and you go to just your fingertips, elbows off, if that's possible for you. We're going to pick up the right knee. And then as that goes down, the left one comes up. This will be a point in time when both feet are off the ground. You're moving slowly with your breath. So you have a switch and exhale to switch. And even here, if you want to just go to like one finger and your thumb to support yourself, less connection to the ground means more work for the center while you balance. Right. And then pull both knees in, maybe lower the palms, lower the elbows, extend the legs up to the ceiling. Try to have them as vertically as possible. And we're going to rotate the legs externally and then pull the legs apart sideways. So equidistant from center. Good. And then exhale, pull them up. We'll do that one more time. Open here. Exhale, pull the belly tight, pull the legs together. And then with the left leg up, take the right leg out to the side. Go slowly. You're not going to be able to go as far as you have maybe the flexibility to. You're really going to work to keep the work in the opposite side of your abdominals. Right leg is up, and then the left leg is out. You're going to press it to both arms to help you stabilize your body on the roller. Exhale, lift that up. One more like this. Leg goes sideways. Lift that right leg up on the exhalation. And now for the left, open it out. Exhale, pull it up. And then bend your knees and exhale, lower the feet down. All right, enough of that. So let's slide off the roller. and put it aside. I think you all did really well. How'd that feel? You definitely feel your core when you have to do balance work like that, right? It's true whether you're standing or laying down onto the roller. So here, let's start sitting. And we'll begin with the heels grounded, going into a roll back into our upright curls for hundreds. So you can take your hands to your thighs, you can just bring them forward, whatever works for you. We're going to look at our abs and curl the tail up, rounding the lip back. Sink down onto your sacrum, the tail is lifting up the wall in front of you. Curve down over your hips to your waist to the base of the ribs, the tip of the blades, and then pull the knees into your chest, arms lengthened here, and start pumping the arms. Inhale, 4 to 5 beats, should be 5 to the short. Exhale, 5 more beats. You can always take a ball underneath your shoulders or your head. Always lay your head down. You can hold one hand to your head while you pump with the other arm and then switch. But if you want to have a little bit more work in the lower abs now, you can extend the legs forward or up to the ceiling or both. So the further legs go out, the more load you're going to feel in this lower abdominals. Just be sure to keep your gaze down your nose and into the abs. As you work here, press the legs together, squeeze them in. So you feel a little bit more connection here in the low abs. As we pump, you pull the head higher, roll the shoulders slightly in so your back widens and your chest narrows a bit to hold you in that curve through your ribs. Here for one more breath, full breath in, exhale the air out, and then fold your knees into your chest and lay your head down. Let your head rock from side to side, nice and easy, nice and slow. And then you can roll up to sitting. Lift your head, look at your abs, push your legs forward to rock up. Beautiful. Options here would be to take the TheraBand around your feet. If your feet tend to lift when you roll back, we do have ankle weights in the closet. You can grab them. And if you're going hands-free, like no band, the arms down low as easy as the arms up higher is more difficult. Our goal is to go down and get every single vertebra in sequence into the mat and then reverse it on the way up. So, sorry, maybe let's stretch forward, pull the weight back, just open up your back here. Think about not flattening so much into, but come up and around. So you're rounding your spine, really coming back into the area here by that sacral, the SI joint area. And now from here, you can start to curl the tail forward, your tail moves forward across the mat and up the wall. Reach out for your legs. Lift the tail until you get down to the rib cage, at which point it flattens as you lower the shoulders, the neck, the head, you're finally looking up to the ceiling. So if you're first learning this, the arms should stay forward. We're going to lift the head, neck, and chest, maybe press the legs together. Exhale, pull the head up. Dive forward, stretch your back to the wall behind you as you pull yourself forward with your fingertips, with your heels and your heel up. And then we're taking it back. As you build your strength and coordination, the arms are higher on the way down, but just lower your arms if you feel like you're losing control of your slow descent, the articulation of the spine in sequence from one end to the other. And then you can take the arms up to the ceiling and back behind you without popping the ribs up. We don't want to try to lift into flexion from extension. We want to start from a more neutral position with the ribs grounded. The arms start to move forward in space. You lift your head, neck, and chest. The shoulders can move a little bit forward so that your ribs stick back between them. It's not a hunch, but it's a little bit of softening of the front of your body into the back of the body as you dive over and down. Really feel that stretch of the whole back line of your legs into your lower back, and then we're taking it back again. So here the pelvis is rotating like a wheel around the back of your legs. You push the legs forward as you drape your body down into the mat here. This looks really good. Excellent choices, everyone. Stretch back. Reach out for your fingertips behind you or to the sky. And then we lift the arms. You can almost pull a little bit in with the thumbs, come up. There's a slight internal rotation through the arms, the shoulders go wide. And then up around an imaginary ball, right forward. And then we stack the spine up an invisible wall from the bottom to the top. Next, we'll take the TheraBand for Single leg circles, we'll start with the right leg. You can take your band wide on the ball of the foot and the arch, the toes are not on the band. And then you can start to roll backwards from here. So again, curl the tail up, start to roll down, holding it in. If you go down, use it as a counterweight in such a way as you go down and you lift it up to the ceiling. Then you adjust the length of the band. So it's like a little bit taut as you reach the leg up. If your hamstrings are tight, bend the knee and try to have the leg as vertical as possible over the hip socket. If you can straighten it, that's great. We're going to point the foot and then curl the toes back and lift the heels. We're doing a point and flex of the foot, articulating through the bones, through the muscles, working them all. Pull your elbows down closer to your waist, so the shoulders move away from your ears and lengthen your neck. And now we point and leave it in that soft point, which means it's like you have a foot like a Barbie doll does, ready for a high-heeled shoe. And we circle the leg across the body. Inhale here, exhale, go left, out to the side, try to avoid your roller. And let's do that again. So the right hip stays heavy as the right leg moves to the left hip gets heavy before the leg goes out to the right, so that your pelvis stays rounded and strong and steady on your mat. So even while you're reaching the leg into the strap and rotating it on the socket, your arms are pressing down, your hips are pressing down, the opposite side of the body gets more weight as the leg moves away from it. So you rotate the leg on the hip socket as you draw this big circle or oval in the air. So one more. Start with a deep inhale, a short inhale, and then a long exhale all the way around and up to the top. And let's reverse here. So rotate the leg externally, the right leg moves to the right. You push it forward into the strap. And you reach out to the center of the foot and all the way around and up to the ceiling, back in neutral there. So it goes from an external rotation to neutral at the bottom, towards internal rotation, towards neutral at the top. And we'll do that again. Reach, and the left side is really grounded, like you're bolted to the floor through everything that touches the ground on the left side. One more circle. Pull away with the foot, so the legs stretch, the muscles stretch. Also trying to open the joints a little bit, create some space there. At the top, we'll take both ends of the band in the right hand, shake off on the band. The elbow is grounded, you rotate the leg externally, left hand on the left hip, keep that grounded. And we pull the right leg towards your shoulder and towards the floor at the same time, but prevent the body from tipping at the pelvis. The left side is going to be super heavy here. And then we'll exhale to lift the leg up. Switch hands. Cross the leg over, extend the right arm out. Rotate the leg internally, stretch out through your fingers on the right and the heel on the left. You can pick up the hip as long as you keep the shoulder blade down on the right side. Also, if it seems like a lot of stretch, you can bend the knee a little bit to get more release and get the stretch you want it. We're going to unwind the body, pull down from the left shoulder to the waist to the right glutes, lift leg up in the air, and then walk up the strap with your hands. Lift into your abs, find your upper curl. Keep in the elbows to lift you a little deeper into the curve. And pull the leg back a little bit towards your belly, towards your head. Then fold the knee into your chest, bend and soft. Hug the knee in tight. And then release it forward. Lay down, shake out your legs, feel the difference in weight, length, energy, right side versus left. You know where you're touching the ground and where you're not on the two sides. Should feel very different. And then we're going to do the other side, of course. So we pull that left leg in, we love to look at it, and take the band around the ball of the foot. And the bands are different weights, they're different colors, but you know, seems like every company has their own color coding. Of course, they also throw in the fashion colors too, if you're ordering a set. So you just want to figure out like how much tension you need on it and adjust where your hand is, and then also where your elbows are. Anyway, so we take the leg up, you can bend the knee a little bit if you need it, or straighten if that feels appropriate. And then we point and flex heel ball toe and toe ball heel. So we roll through the foot articulation. Our poor feet get locked into shoes and forced to walk on flat surfaces for most of our days. It's nice to let them really get a little internal massage by doing this kind of a work for them. It also really changes how you feel the work in the muscles in your legs. Upper will change your hip. We do one more and end in a soft point. And then you can take a little stretch it out of the strap if you want, or move slightly, and we start your circle. Left leg moves across the body to the right. Keep the left hip down, and you circle. Pivot your arms from your elbows here, keeping the elbows grounded, and as you reach, pull back with that opposite hip. So the left hip is heavy, and then you reach right, you go low. Externally rotate the leg, pull it around and up, get the stretch in the inner thigh, then get the stretch of the hamstring at the top of the movement. Just try to feel like all the muscles in your leg work in turn. Head is down. You really feel the weight of your skull resting into the mat, weight of your shoulder blades and hips, and even that right leg while the left arm is free to move. We come to the top and reverse, out to the left, right side grounded. Sweep that left leg across the body, drag it over, pick it up. Try to stretch the leg at all points in the movement, but keep the movement strong, but also small enough that you keep the pelvis grounded. So here, the movement and weight of your leg is challenging your ability to stabilize the center of your body. And that's what really makes this a Pilates exercise, that we're thinking about the core and the stability there while something else moves and challenges that. So we reach and then we circle low, pull it across and lift it on up. All right, so now we take both ends of the band in the left hand, externally rotate the leg, hold the right hand on the right hip bone, press that right hip into the ground, and then take the leg out to the side. So it might not get all the way to the floor, like that would be pretty extreme. But some bodies are designed to do that and can without destabilizing the pelvis. But notice that if you keep the hip grounded, if you rotate that right hip away from the left leg and into the floor, you get a bigger stretch in the inner thigh. It's part of the reason we do this, right? So you rock that left leg back and forth gently. Breathe as you go. And then we'll lift the leg up, switch hands at the top, and raise it 90 degrees. Now pull that over across the body. If you keep the hip down initially, you get more stretch in the lateral thigh and hip. And then as you lift the leg and twist the pelvis, twist the spine, rotate the spine here, you'll get more stretch into the glute and the low back. The left shoulder is down. You're going to pull that left leg towards your right shoulder. Bend the knee as necessary because you want the stretch in the belly of the muscle and not at not overstretching the back of the knee or the sits bone attachment for the muscle. That leg can rotate internally to get a little more stretch in the glute. And then we unwind to pull the hip down and lift the leg up. Pull that leg in. And we're going to walk ourselves up closer to the foot. Lifting the head, you can bend the elbows to pull you a little deeper into your upper curl here. Maybe pull the toes back to lift the heel and get more stretch in your calf. And then folding in the band to the side and lift that leg in. Rest your head down. You only hug it in this tight if the knee is enjoying that. Otherwise, you hold the back of the thigh. And then we'll slide that leg down and forward. Stretch it out, shake it out. And with any leg, both of the hips feel equally fantastic and the legs are very relaxed but also energized. Feel how they're longer? That looks great. Okay, so here, let's pull your right knee into your chest. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling, elbows wide, lift your head, rock forward and up to sitting, going with the ball. Next, you can take the ball between your thighs, and if you're new at this, you take your hands behind your thigh. If that's just better for you, you can do that too. Otherwise, your head's going here to your shins. So we curl the tail up, we think upright curl, elbows wide and forward, look at your abs. Inhale, we lift the tail and hold just to the shoulder blades, but in the air, head off the mat and exhale right leg up. So when you roll, think about keeping your knees down so your head doesn't fall back and hit the ground. And also so that if you keep your head forward in the same position, you don't flatten your spine to make it impossible to roll. So keeping sure you look at your navel, look at your tail, whatever, and press the legs into each other, push the shins out into your hands, and press your hands into your legs, elbows a little wider to broaden your back. And then we roll, let the tail roll back, with the tip of the blades, exhale, and start moving forward. So just do a couple more, just want to watch. Hopefully you have enough padding underneath you that you're comfortable, yes. Roll here. Big exhale, bring it forward. Yeah, squeezing the ball also helps. That's great. Now into the ab series. So you take the ball aside, and we take the right hand to the right ankle, left hand below the knee on the right shin, and pull the leg up. Push down with your hands and up with your shin. We're going to roll back here. It's like doing a roll down, but with one leg then floating off the ground, the other leg pushing up into the hand to delay your descent into your upper curl. Look down your nose, keep the gaze there. We inhale and switch the leg. Outside hand to the ankle, as the other leg reaches out for the wall in front of you, and switch. You inhale for one side, exhale for the other. Follow your breath. Pull one leg in tight and push up with the shin into the hand and vice versa. Moving here. Always the outside hand to the ankle, so right hand to the right ankle, and then left hand to the left ankle. Try not to fall back. If you look up towards the ceiling, you're going to feel it more in your neck and less in your abs, and that would not be a good thing. Let's pull both of these in, and then rest down. Turn your head side to side, release your neck. All right, double leg stretch. We lift the head, neck, and chest, shoulders forward and up, elbows wide, legs tabletop, hold on to your legs and press them together like a single leg, a unileg. We're going to lift the arms and legs up to the ceiling, fingers and toes. Circle wide with the arms and embrace the legs in and push the hand and leg into each other. So reach, circle, and release. So gaze is down. So once you've done it, try to lift down towards your belly instead of up at your feet to keep that upper back position and get the work center into the abdominal wall. One more. Stretch and embrace. And we're going to rock forward and up for you. I think we're going to do scissors with the roller to give you a little bit more hip opening here. Traditionally, it's done classically with playing on the ground, but having hips elevated to make it more stretch into the back line of your body. And we're going to pick the hips up in a bridge. Roll the roller underneath your sacrum. Your hands will hold the roller in position. And you can pull one knee in, then the other, and then lift both feet up to the sky. From here, let's take the right leg back by your chest and left leg forward and out into scissor splits. And then we're going to switch the legs smooth and slow. They pass about 4 inches apart, and each leg stays in its own lane as you drive one forward and one back. We're trying to get to the point where you lower the leg enough that you feel the stretch across the top of the hip, but also bring the other leg back enough that you feel the stretch in the hamstring at the back of your thigh. So they switch on the inhale, and they switch on the exhale. We'll do one more set like this. And then bring both legs up to the ceiling. Bend your knees, lower your feet, lift off, and take the roll it out from under you. Roll up. So the next one is double leg roller lift. You can use your bend around your feet if you want to. It would be, it's a little beneficial for the weight of your legs, but on the other hand, you would have to keep your head down, most likely, and just really watch how far you go. In either case, with this exercise, you have to watch how far you move the leg because the psoas muscle connects, which supports the leg positioning. It does connect directly to your discs
and your vertebra. So you want to watch that we're like aware of that and being cautious about how much load we're putting into our backs. So, but that being said, this is a really strengthening exercise for your core. You just want to be sure that you don't push it to the place to have this big dramatic movement when you're not ready for it. So we're going to roll back into our upper curls.
Pull the knees into your chest and lift the legs up to the ceiling. Now here, take your hands behind your head, pull the head up, pull the elbows down and in, and just feel that work in your upper abs. Now you're going to slowly slide the feet forward, and even if they just go forward like 2 inches, you might already start to feel that extra load in your abs. Can you feel it? Now the tendency will be to go flat with your spine, but resist that. Only go as far as you can keep the upper arm firm and feel like you have control into your abdominal wall, and then exhale, bring the legs up. So sometimes you see this done really fast and in big movements. Those people are typically kidding themselves unless they've really trained for this consistently over a fair amount of time. This exercise can either help you or hurt you. So we want to be cautious with the movement. Can you feel where it feels wrong and then you need to retreat? Yeah, that's right. So you only go out and don't worry about what I'm doing, what someone else is doing. They have a whole different body, and maybe it's their first time, or maybe it's their, they've been doing this for 20 years. It's going to look different in each body for all kinds of reasons. Yes. So you want to take it slowly enough and pull up instead of falling back. And then notice how the abdominals work to hold the pelvis steady, and then pull your belly deep as you exhale and lift the legs. Pull it in and come up. Any comments on that? You guys all felt the intensity of the work, right? Because a lot of times when you speed it up, if you do that before you're ready to take it to a faster pace, you lose the intensity, you lose the work, and then you're just like doing choreography sort of mindlessly. Okay. All right, so from here, we'll skip the last one for right now and go into our seated spine stretch. If your hamstrings are tight, you probably want to sit elevated on the yoga block or even on your roller too. Otherwise, you can always like bend your knees to be sure you're perched right up on your sits bones. The arms extend. Today, let's bring them up on ears. It's a little more advanced. Look up and imagine putting your ball here between your hands. Now, don't let your spine lean back. Take your arms back and keep yourself vertical right on those sits bones. Look up and then lift the ball, lift the chest, lift the eyes. And then return the palms forward and diving up, over, and around another ball in front of you. Curve the back around that ball. You dive down, down, down. You suck your waist back into the curve of your spine. And then we zip the spine up. An invisible wall should lift that ball in your mind. Hold it in your hands. Look up, lift the heart. And we're really trying to bring the shoulder blades over an imaginary wall right under the tip of the blades. And lean back the shoulder blades on top of that wall without going through the wall in the lower part of our spines. And then go over, forward, and down. The head, the neck, the upper back, the mid back, the waist pulls back. You're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling towards the ground. Press through your heels, press through your sits bones, and articulate up. If the roller was vertical behind you, you'd be stacking your spine up against the roller and letting the shoulder blades fall around the outside of it. Lift up. Nice upper back extensions, beautiful. And then let's all the way over and down. Exhale all the way down to hold onto your feet, your ankles, whatever you can reach. And suck the waist back, stretch out your spine. Now let's move forward to the front third of your mat for open leg balance and rocker. Hands behind the thighs easiest. Hands holding on above the ankles on the lower part of the shin calf part, or easier, that part. Never mind. It's one of those, right? So it takes more flexibility to have your hands here. Doing this is also fun. So we start either way. We're going to just start the right leg up, stretch it here, and exhale, pull it down. And then the left, extend, good, and down. You want to change your hands, you can try it here and see what you think. So right leg up, and rotate the hand a little bit to the outside of the leg, so I'm holding more at the base of the swell of the calf. But eventually you might be holding even like onto your toes. Okay. And then you can pull it back down. And then the lift leg goes up.
So here you're challenging your ability to balance with some asymmetrical loading. So the right leg lifts. And then pull it back. And then the left. Yeah, good. And then both legs. Be sure you're balanced like on your sacrum. So your back is really curved, your tail is lifted up. Now we're holding here. And then we're going to fold both legs back and touch the edges of the feet together. Take it up one more time and then we're going to roll. So to roll, you may want to take your hands a little bit closer to your knees or to your thighs. Look at your abs, pull the tail up. And we roll by lifting the tail more back, shoulder blades only, head and neck, never touch the ground, and then you come back up where we started. Good. How do we do that again? So roll back on the inhale, pull forward on the exhale, try to prevent the feet from crashing into the ground, and then take it back. And forward here on the breath. One more time. Hair can touch the mat, but not your skull. And then fold the legs in. It's great. So from here, let's go into a little bit of work on the side kicks. So you're lay down onto your side. If you want to turn your mat to maybe better, you're certainly welcome to. There's plenty of space. Whichever side you choose, right? You're going to find the head, the shoulders, and the sacrum and tail in line. But your back is up against the wall, and so is the back of your head. The legs move forward maybe 20 degrees or so. Now, from this point, you can take your top hand and press it into the mat in front of your chest. Now really push that arm down and see how that firms up your body. You can also pull out through your head in one direction, now through your tail and your feet in the other. See how you can elongate the body there. We're going to pick the top leg up and push your hand into the ground. If the leg is hip height. Flexing the foot, we swing the leg forward from the hip socket and reach it. Pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, sweep the leg back, hold it the same height from the ground, and reach again. Flex to go forward, double pulse here, pulse 1, pulse 2. Point, press it away. And then do it again. Glide it forward. The goal to keep the body stable against the movement and weight of this leg. Similar to what we did earlier in single leg circles, but now it's a much narrower position of support with the side of your body on the mat instead of the back. Take it back and lengthen again. Come back to center and we lower the top leg on the bottom one. Now reach out through the center of the foot, rotate the leg externally, and we lift the leg up, point the foot to go up, flex the foot to bring it down, heel kisses heel. Point to lift and flex to lower. That's great. Point, drag the legs open, exhale, squeeze them shut. Now we reverse the foot. So flex foot rises, point the foot and lengthen it out. Flex lift, point and stretch down. Imagine drawing an arc in the air with the path of your leg like it's a marker. Marking paper here. And one more, flex to lift and point down. This next one, double pay, we bend the knee up, we slide the foot in along the bottom leg to the knee. Pull the knee into your shoulder, extend the leg up, flex the foot, and push that leg down, heel to heel. Point the foot, glide the leg in, knee to the shoulder, extend the leg, lift, flex, and press it away. We'll do that again, once more. Up it goes, flex and down, tap and reverse. Keep a straight leg and flex foot up in the air. Point the foot, bend the knee to your shoulder, toes touch, skate them down. To your shoulder is directional. It doesn't mean I expect it to touch, right? And all the way down, flex to lift, point, bend the knee, toes touch, skate it forward. Now here, we're going to lift the leg hip height, so that leg is parallel to the ground, and we're doing small circles here, 8, going 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 5, 6, 7, 8, reversing 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 5, 6, 7, and 8. Reach long, lower the leg. Big circles, rond de jambe. Now this is going to be more challenging to stay right on your side seam. So really use what you can. Press your top hand into the floor. The elbow that's on the ground, pull it towards your armpit to feel that underneath line of your body, your side seam. Press the bottom leg into the ground and bring the top leg hip height, soft foot. Bring that leg forward, rotate externally, lift it. So foot out, around, back, and through center.
parallel when it passes the other leg. And again, really push into the ground with that hand, press into the ground with anything that's touching the mat. We do it once more, forward, around, lift, circle, and back. Good work. And let's take it back, reverse, back. You're using the glute a lot to help you find that rotation of the leg on the hip, and also to pull the leg back in space. Rotate here, stretch your leg out into space, but hold your body still. Again, the size of the circle should be dependent on your ability to stabilize your torso while you move. Beautiful. Now we're going to just stop it there. There's more, but that's perfect for today. So onto your stomach. You can overlap your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. And let's have the legs just in parallel here. So you're going to press the right pelvic half, the hippo press into the ground, and then pick up the right leg from the thigh so the knee lifts off. You're not bending your knee to pick up the foot. You're lifting the straight leg as much as you can off, and then exhale, lower the straight leg down. So your forehead stays down, and you press the pubic bone and the left hip bone pressed into the mat to lift the left leg off the floor. That's going to fire up your glute and strengthen the back line of your leg. And again. But it's important to feel like you can press the bottom of the pelvis into the ground as you lift the leg. Otherwise, you end up taking this into the low back. If you feel it too much in the low back, sometimes people take their heads under the lower part of the abdominal wall or below the navel so that they're in a little bit of the pelvic tuck to lengthen the back line. Good. And then we pick up the left leg again and down. One more set, alternating the legs and pressing the hip into the floor, especially on the side of the lifted leg. Good. Okay, and then sit back in a child's pose, push off the ground. Of course, this only works if your knees are happy with it. Sit back and let your hip fall, curl the tail under to stretch out your back. We're coming up and doing the other side. Again, you want to line head, shoulder blades, tailbone along an invisible wall, and then bring the legs forward a bit. You're on your side seam and you stretch your legs forward, flex your feet, lengthen the top leg out. We pick up the top leg hip height, press into your hand on the ground, and we swing that leg forward and pulse 1, 2, point the foot, swing it back, press 1, 2. You may notice that when the leg goes forward, the body wants to go back. Prevent that from happening by really working into your core and by getting as much connection from any part of your body that's on the ground, really connect into the mat. Also, the longer you make your body, the more stable you'll become. It's like you're wrapped in a casing that holds you tight. Reach back here, lengthen and stretch. Come back to center. We lower the leg. We rotate externally. Point the foot to lift the leg high, flex the foot and bring it on down. Good. Up and then flex down. Squeeze the air out from between your legs. You draw it up and exhale, take it down. And now reverse the foot. Flex up, point and lengthen away. Thanks for coming, and thanks also for being sure you got both sides done. Flex to lift, point, reach it away, stretch long. When we're here, flex to rise, point to lengthen out and down. Développé, you bend the knee, you slide the foot in, the knee to the shoulder, the foot to the sky, flex the foot, flex the ankle, press the heel down and slide. Knee in, leg up, flex, reach out and down. And we do that again. And all the way down, reverse, tap, lift, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it forward, stretch it out, flex to lift, point, bend, exhale all the way forward and down. One last one, up, point, bend, and exhale, down you go. All right, small circles, lift the leg, around and up, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 5, 6, 7, 8, reversing, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower the leg, lengthen both legs, and we pick the top leg up, and we reach forward, big circles, round to shop, up, high, around, back, and through center. You guys are doing great, not rocking your torsos on the mat, really good. Really press into that bottom leg to help you. It's not only about the top leg, it's about the whole body being the stabilizing point of focus. And then when we come around, we'll reverse. Take the leg back, reach up and forward and around. Stretch behind you, circle around, exhaling completely. Do that again to complete the circle. All right, now we're going to come up to sitting. And you can use the TheraBand for a little bit of teaser prep. If it's in your practice to do full teasers, you can go ahead and do that. But you might even want to just start with this just to get a little organized into the movement. So we'll take the center of the band around the ball and arches of both feet. Jerk up on the band pretty much. And then we're going to do a pelvic tuck and curl the tail up, go back towards your sacrum. You lift the feet up, find your balance point. So for most women, the toes are at eye level. No matter where you are in the movement, for most men, the legs are dropped a little lower so that you don't fall backwards in space. Now, we're going to begin elbows wide, push forward with your feet, pull back with your hands. Feel that start the work in your center. Then you're going to curl the tail up and get down onto your sacrum. And once you're on the sacrum, you can push the legs a little bit out and forward, right? And then you're going to lift the head, pull the chest forward as you pull the knees into your body. So you're basically like opening the body like this and then closing it. Eventually we go all the way down flat, but to begin, you just start with a little bit of movement apart and then together. If you don't want to use the bench, you can just use your hands or go and spread. So you lift the feet, TheraBand or not, and then you can curl the tail. The most important thing is to get onto your sacrum before you really extend the legs out. Toes at eye level, and then pull yourself in. And you just go down as much as you can to where it feels like safe in your back. One more if you have time. Eventually, you're going down, and your heels end up touching when the tip of the blades touch. And then you can look out into your full body length on the mat. And then you would lift the head, move forward, scoop yourself up, pull the legs up, and you would hit your teaser at the top. Beautiful. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here.